what we more have up here is those controllers. These valves is only for controlling the speed up and down. So this lower one controls speed down for this piston, and the upper one controls speed up for this side, and the same on that side. Meaning that if a user cannot wait this long for the roller to touch the substrate, they can increase the speed. Or if they don't wait this long to get it up.
Other sides.
But experienced user, they want to have it like bang bang.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's the reason why we put this here. But also, if they wear a little bit, the pistons, they can wear out a little bit different on both sides. And that can also create that maybe this side comes down a little bit faster than on the other side. Like this. And that can cause the material to move, and it also stresses the pistons a little bit. The surface pressure is exactly the same on both sides, so it only affects the speed. So this one should be adjusted. So just by optical reference, try to make it as even as possible. Then with inner. Tony, you had a question?
Yeah. Where do you adjust, on the thickness of the substrate?
That's automatically adjusted.
It's automatic.
So any thickness of substrate you put under,
It will stop.
it stops when
reaches.
it's the correct surface pressure. If you work on a substrate where it's very narrow, like this, you have to work as much in the center of the table as possible to create an even pressure. Or the more simple thing would be to have one substrate here and another one on the other side of the table to even out the angle of the roller. If we would have worked with only one very narrow on this side, maybe 1 inch thick, that will create harder pressure on this side of the substrate and no pressure at all on this side. That will cause a very bad result.
So as you're saying, use it in the middle.
Use in the middle, or have another substrate as
to balance it out.
What are our customers trained on this? Do they read it out of book?
That, or you go out to the customer and train.
It's really what Marcus was saying was some time ago was just playing with it a bit, trying a few things out, going over it a few times, and that's pretty much that. So, what we like to do is we take a lot of our extra offcuts from saws and play around with it. So that's what we do. But yeah, in most cases, that's what he was saying. Customers just, after a few times of doing it, they get the hang of it, basically. That's from cutting.
Sure.
That's always replacing.
Cutting mat comes with the table. You can see that don't clean it. It's a talcum powder on top of it to make it's more not sticky.
You have to replace that from time to time.
Yes. If it becomes sticky, just put some new talc. We use baby powder to sweep that out.
They had one customer that thought it was dirty, so they scrubbed the table out and make it sparkling clear, and they put some Plex on it, and it just would not move. They had to use like a scraper, like a shovel to get it off, because it's so that's what's making this be so slick is a little bit of that powder. So you want it to be like that.
If you ever sell a replacing cutting mat to a customer, this will wear out in somewhere between a year and 2 years, maybe, depending on how much it cuts directly on the mat. You can destroy it in a day if you like. Take a big knife and really try hard. But when we ship a spare cutting mat, it will be shipped oversized. Because to put down an exact match size cutting mat is almost impossible. So what we do, we have about an inch excess material just around the whole mat. So you put the mat on, place it as much in the right position as possible, then you go to one side of the table, set pressure with the roller. Then you use the bed and media holder, the bar, and you place that under the mat, and two people holding the bar, and then going with the roller, lifting up the cutting mat, and that will take away all the air underneath the mat,
Right.
put it nice and firmly in place, and after that you cut it to size with just a knife.
You put a knife at the end of that thing and just roll it down and cut it?
Roll it down and then cut it.
I mean, right on your machine.
Now,
Put it, install it.
some customers
An
don't
option,
even
right?
cut the mat because
That's
if
an option to sell
it's
that.
not in the way,
It
it
could stick
could
down.
just stay.
Or you could take and put one edge to the edge and have one excess and just cut off that side.
Yeah, so it's either way. It's
I think the machine can cut it.
it's
Email your engineer.
it's not needed that often. So it's,
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I think you can do it.
on this side of the glide beam we have the glide beam media holder, which you put your roll of pre-masking tape in. We have these core holders that is put in the roll. Those are used by maybe half the customers. Half just throw them in the side pockets. I personally don't use them, but sometimes they are.
Yeah, you just
helpful.
leave it on there loose, sitting
Yeah.
in the core. Doesn't.
When you just use the table for mounting, you remove this. You can also remove the actual holder, create a little bit more room. It can also be put on this side. Okay. On the edge of the table we have the bed end media holder. This one, you have a roll of print which need to go down to substrates. Put the roll here, pull up a print, cut it, mount to the board, pull up the next print, cut off, mount to the board. That's the main use for this.
I noticed that folds in too. If
Yes,
you don't wanna use
if
it
you
right.
remove this, it folds in. This table is shipped with the oil compressor, which we call a silent compressor. We tend to move more and more in direction to what we call an oil-free compressor. The service needed on the compressor is to drain the tank from water, which is normal to all compressors, and depending on the moist air, how often you need to drain it. But there is a valve on top of the tank that you need to pull, and that will automatically drain the tank from water. That has to be done maybe 4 times a year. If there gets too much water in there, the water will come up in the system, and it will start to leak water all over.
That would be good.
No. But what's more important on the oil compressors is that you need to check the oil filter from excess oil, and you need to check the compressor, the oil level. We always ship an extra bottle of oil, but it's always filled from factory. So keep an eye on the oil level, keep an eye on the oil filter, maybe every 2 to 3rd month. And if it has to be emptied, there's a level that shows that. The oil-free compressor is less maintenance. You only need to take care of the water on those.
Does your manual come in Spanish as well as English?
Yes. Okay. I think that's it. Any questions so far?
No, so there's no other maintenance that when the table first comes to do?
No.
So you don't have to lubricate the track then?
No. It's
Okay.
if you ship this on the truck and it's maybe not covered well,
Okay.
it has come up a lot of dirt and dust.
Okay.
They need to clean it. So So to clean the rails is something that depends on the environment the machine stands in. If there is a very dirty environment with maybe cutting machines and all that around, it needs to be cleaned more often. But it basically has to take a cloth, clean it, and the rail is what the library is standing on. It's just a metal profile.
Oh, yeah. It's under there, right? It's like the track that these printers have.
Yeah. So clean that. Just put some new oil on it. It's going to be WD-40. Just a little bit and clean excess oil. And that's about what you need to do. It's very important not to use anything else than soap water to clean the roller. Because if you use any alcoholic or acetones and anything, that will dry out the rubber and that will cause the roller to crack up. Okay, so should we try?